Let's go. All right. This is Stu, and got a big video for you today. This one goes out to all you long-time extreme juicers from a bygone era. This is targeting those of you who don't really believe in less is more, but rather more is more. More investment equals more currency. More juice, more gains. I want to see if we can do it today. We are going all winged scarabs in this perception versus reality video. I think I can make even more currency going winged than I can with gilded. I have a really good sense of how much currency this strategy does make with gilded. I've been doing it for like the better part of the last week. In fact, I think this may turn out to be the most lucrative, or pretty much the most lucrative farming strategy that you can possibly do. And it involves a little bit of delirium, some beyond of all things, some breach, some legion, some strongbox, some harbingers, some expedition. Just throwing an entire pool of different things in here. You can see the entire list over here, a massive list of things that can spawn. And the idea is, if I'm going to use a winged divination scarab and a winged reliquary scarab, probably want to get a lot of juice out of those two things. Most people think, I don't blame them, they think that winged scarab farms reserved only for duo play, only for group play, way too high of investment for anyone to do solo. Well, this is something I was aware would probably be the case weeks ago. I set out to make a strong enough character. It just happened to be Lightning Arrow. I wanted to go a little harder on the Magic Find stats because I knew I would need to push the Magic Find stats up pretty hard. And I would need to push the player power up pretty hard. Not easy combination to do, but I set out to do it, and I've done it. This character is more than ready. You can check the PoE in the description below, as well as this atlas. And what you're looking at is primarily a Legion strongbox farming strategy, with Expedition, Breach, and Delirium, as well as Harbinger, having a baseline chance of spawn, somewhere around 50% chance to spawn extra. A tiny bit of investment gone into actual League-specific rewards, incubators, full emblem drops, but most of it is in raw drops. Most of it is with the Enraged Sextant for Strongbox, very popular, especially these days, where we've become a little bit restricted in how we can juice. That Enraged Sextant is more expensive than it's ever been before. So are winged scarabs. So, if I can pull this off, I think that'll speak volumes to the idea that, well, maybe more is more, even still. And Beyond is the most recent addition to the strategy. I used to be forcing the deli mirrors, but I realized I could get a hefty chance to randomly spawn a mirror around 50% anyway. When deli mirrors don't spawn, we do seem to have slightly better altar outcomes anyway, so it's not the end of the world when deli doesn't spawn, as well as delirium doesn't seem to affect strongbox monster rewards anyway. It does, I think, affect Legion specific rewards, so I like having the guaranteed Beyond. I might have misspoke there. I meant delirium doesn't affect those things. But Beyond, while it doesn't do a great job dropping raw drops, it does still drop some unique items. And of course, it drops a lot of League-specific rewards, a lot of tainted currencies. I think we'll get to add them all up, see how much they turn out to be. Delirium, still giving delirium orbs and some League-specific rewards. Divination cards, not very common off of Delirium monsters or Beyond monsters. They'll primarily be coming from Strongbox and Legion, but that's okay. With a Reliquary Scarab, one of the things I'm pushing to find out on this one, I think it's going to be the big sleeper outcome for this farm, is God Touch loot. The old God Touch loot, or now we'll just say, the random loot that occasionally drops off of monsters, rare monsters, that converts over to scarabs or currency. A few other things, but primarily we're looking at scarabs currency. Scarabs are going to be a big one. I am willing to bet that we're going to see at least a couple of massive scarab explosions. Going to have a lot of winged scarabs. Probably going to see a few divines drop here and there from conversion loot, because reliquary scarabs still boost the conversion loot that we used to see. Gear, however, doesn't, although quantity on gear does, but not rarity gear. This character has over 400% quant and 94% increased Oh, sorry, 400% rarity. 90% increased quantity. I think it's like 430% rarity, somewhere in there. And I did actually trade out my bow. I don't really think I need explode on this lightning arrow build, so slight upgrade here if you just completely ignore the value of explode. Let's see, also swapped out, yeah, I swapped out Herald of Ice for Steel Skin. Had a couple ramifications on my build, actually. Meant I could drop the Charisma and Reservation Efficiency and get even one more cluster. So I am full up on the medium clusters. This is the Deadeye variant of the Scorch Sublime Jewel, Sublime Vision. So I think this is a really unique and powerful new meta that I certainly am probably going to sport. I think this is, honestly, this is quickly becoming my favorite build of all time. It's really come out better than I expected, a lot better. A lot stronger, and it's the highest quantity and rarity I've ever had collectively on any character, and it's just so well put together at this point that you know, I can't speak highly enough about it. Over 4,600 life now, and I now have 10 rage per second gained, which is a benchmark that's really important to hit, I feel. If you have Anomalous Berserk with a level 5 enhance, I need around 10 rage per second to cap out on rage as to cap out on rage as Berserk comes off cooldown. Otherwise, it never reaches the 50 rage mark. You know, real nice benchmark to hit there. Everything else about the build so far is pretty much the same. And, you know, this is not some outrageously sky-high expensive build. I mean, this is, I've sported builds worth a lot more than this. There's definitely a few mirrors. I don't know, 2 or 3 mirrors maybe in total. But, yeah, this is not some outrageously expensive 10 mirror build like I have done in the past, so definitely think it's a real winner here. Let's go down to excellence. Just kidding. We don't do excellence anymore, I guess. We got a new site called PoE Stack, and I load the dump tabs here. And this is going to look different, but we'll go through it all the same, like we usually do. About 158 divines invested for 100 maps, or 159, I guess. Somewhere there, 158.9. I am going to charge myself some extras. So I said 158.9. I am going to do 162.9. I'm going to charge 4 divines extra. That's because I have 8 mod corrupted maps that I farmed myself, and I'm going to charge myself an extra 10 chaos per map beyond what it says here at 3.9. They're very easy for me to farm. I farm up over 10 at a time with 8 mod corrupted sextant strategy. It's a different strategy. It is similar actually, though. It does involve Legion and Enraged strongbox anyways. It's just kind of substituting beyond for the 8 mod corrupt map sextant, and then of course putting maps onto whatever maps I want to find with singular focus. We're using singular focus this time, but 0 maps selected, so that is going to mean I get a lot of extra currency, a lot of extra divine orbs, get incubators, getting a ton of extra divine orbs. Legions drop a lot of divine orbs with the currency rewards above them. Enraged strongbox drops divine orbs. Arcana strongbox drop divine orbs. You can't really find a strategy that's not going to drop more divine orbs. Not to mention the winged reliquary scarab with currency conversions. Best believe we're going to see a lot of divine orbs on this strategy. We're going to see a lot of brothers gifts, a lot of brothers stashes. I'm not going to count union cards. I'm just going to go ahead and let things ride out. I better see at least 10 of each of those cards by the end of this set, or I'm not going to be happy about that, because I know I should be getting at least that much. But yeah, that is where we're starting. We're going to kick this thing off. Back to game. Woo. Okay. So again, no maps favorited, but singular focus in here. I know that confuses some people. That just means that I'm going to be getting way more currency drops, basically. I do go ahead and get all of the delirium stuff to come out, because this character is just so blazingly fast that I need I actually need the delirium to progress more quickly. So here it is. A, B, C empty with D here. 400 winged scarabs. Got a couple of Conqueror maps here that I dropped at one point. We'll figure I'd go ahead and throw them in. I'm going to be putting Einar on each map, by the way. I have over 100 Einar missions available. Definitely recommend, if you're going to do Winged, probably do Einar or Maybe Alva. I'm not a big fan of Alva still. I feel like the drop coefficients aren't very strong for her. That's pretty well known at this point. Einar, I think, is superior, especially if using winged reliquary scarabs, because they have the propensity to drop some of the biggest conversion loot. Legion is also another big reason why for the conversion loot. They are still some of the strongest monsters for conversion loot, have the highest potential to drop some wild conversions. We're talking like entire screens full of scarabs or 4 or 5 divines at once, potentially. Something like that. Okay. So yeah, these 4 scarabs. Winged Legion is not popular. Not popular at all. You have to have a really strong character to pull this off. But yeah, this character can get the job done. Absolutely. One might even call this an aspirational farm for that reason. So people really aren't clued into the level of aspiration you can have to do juice content and make a lot of currency doing winged farming as a solo player. You can certainly you can set the bar high for yourself and get paid for doing it. All right, so let's start with Conquer Influence map. I haven't done a map like this in ages, and we're gonna try it out. Einar, just for clarity's sakes, because these are free missions, I'm not paying for them, I'm not going to count any beasts. That'll be my compromise here. I'm not going to count any beasts that I find as part of the loot, because these have just been farmed over the course of the entire league, and that's how I'm just going to kind of deal with that. Okay, there we go, and I think we are ready. Cannot leech from monsters, that sucks. I really like this build because I get this instant leech one. That hurts a little bit. I still got a bunch of life on hit. And some mana on hit here. So it'll be okay, I'm sure. Added steel skin to the build also because I lost the Herald of Ice. I got to add steel skin. Gives me a lot of effective health. Although it remains to be seen just how strong that really is in the reality. But I hope it's strong. Getting bleed immunity is going to be nice, honestly. Okay. Love it when I'm streaming and I can actually feel the significant increase in lag as I go through here. Okay, looking for... That's kind of awkward. I don't want to do the Conquer boss under the delirium effects for sure, so I'm actually going to do things out of order here. I'm not gonna... Well, I can still kill the boss first, I guess. Yeah, I can still do that. Oh, that's gonna suck coming out of there. No. Okay, we lived. I will probably do Harvest. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, though. I'm timing these runs, and, you know, this character's wicked fast now, but I definitely care about the time it takes to clear these runs. So we are keeping time. I really like even this very latest change that I made to the build. I think it's going to work out nice having that, a whole bunch of extra rage uptime. Oh, that is a dangerous one there. Almost died right there. No leech really does kind of increase my chance of death quite a bit. Got pretty good damage on this map, though, considering it's Delirium. If map starts to get a little hard, I'll just cancel the Delirium. It's not even that big of a deal, to be honest. I feel like the Mariketh boss should still be over there somewhere. Unsure. Okay, I'm going to save that other Legion to crank up the Headhunter buffs right before I step into the Conquer room. I think that's how I'll handle that. Headhunter buffs feels good. Feels good. I've gotten as many as like 32 before. That was pretty funny. That happened like once. I enjoy trying to see how many I can get on one inspired learning. Okay, I'm gonna cancel the delirium. Now here's what I'm gonna do for the Conqueror boss. Let's see if this works. I only have 6 buffs. I have to beat her kind of authentically. Double Val Lightning Arrow is going to help a lot. Yeah, she's already almost dead. And I do have Cull. No leech sucks. Wait, where's my Cull? That was weird. Never went off. No, this farm is not worth it without Magnifying Gear. Definitely not winged. Not even gilded, I would say. Hey, yo, second map. Second map. Big up. Brother's Gift. Not even from a strongbox monster, can you believe that? I assume that was from an Eldritch minion spawn. Might have been from a delirium monster, though. Very unlikely. I like how I got 0 altars on this map. What? Yeah, in theory, Deli monsters can drop cards, just super rare. I think it's even more rare for Beyond monsters too. Voidborn Reliquary. Ooh. Fun. By swapping the bow out and dropping Herald of Ice, picking up Steel Skin, I got an EHP boost, a damage boost of from 20 million to 22 million, and a rage boost from 8.5 to 10. I also double corrupted even more jewels and got like immunity to maim and a couple other things. Oh, what? Second Brother's Gift. You stay ahead now. You stay ahead of those stashes. I don't want to see those stashes running away with it. There we go. First one, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, paid with my life for that eye candy. 7 winged scarabs. That's not bad. We'll see better than that throughout this session, but definitely not bad. Red Star. Wow, that brother stash. He's just gotta keep up. Can't fall too behind. Huh? Drops are coming, I hope so. That was a lousy delirium monster. That was a conversion off of a delirium monster, so a little bit of proof of why you might want to run delirium in your maps, because you never know when something like that might happen. Delirium monster conversions are actually notoriously pretty bad, but, well, it wasn't that bad. 4 winged. Take it. Red Star. What is it? A Brother's Gift. Back on the Brother's Gift train. 3/2. Brother's Gift. Random. In my face. Where do you get the chance to avoid shock with Storm Shroud? That is coming from my thick skin. Notable, 20% there, like anyone would have. But I get an extra 80%. It would be the Elegant Hubris notable, connected to the massive wheel. Another gift, really? I'm pretty sure that is actually 3 maps in a row. I got a gift 3 maps in a row. Feels good, man. Oh, we're making a comeback. So I got 5 brothers gifts and 1 divine orb. How the F does that make any sense? Can you believe that? I've never seen anything like that. That's more of a testament of just how awful my divine orb drop rate is, but even still. Waiting for a House of Mirror drop. Yeah, nice try. Not quite. Not quite a House of Mirrors. But okay. 5 divines at a time. Will be a House of Mirrors eventually. People just got trolled squared, and my deli mirror just expired. It's so stupid. How did I lose my deli mirror there? What? I wasn't even watching it. Red star off screen though, so that's good. Reliquary key. First map of the day. Back from the break. Alright. Alright. Made my money back already. Money. Yeah, missing 3 from the map device hurts. You might be missing, oh, actually, you're probably using Winged Harbinger, though. Wait, why are there, like, literally no mechanics down here? Not even 1 mechanic spawn down there? That is weird. That is really weird. Hey yo. Hey yo. Should just see 1 of each of every single map, I think. That's how it should be. I'm just beginning to feel the hype coming in. Oh wow. More of that, please. More of that, please. I think when people look at the value of a strategy, they prefer not to have to factor in tier 0 uniques to justify the strategy, right? Generally speaking. But you know, the fact of the matter is, to justify this strategy, you will have to factor that in. I don't think you're doing anything wrong if you farm the Apothecary card with this strategy. Even Defile Cathedral might be alright. Wow, okay, that's a lot of... That's a lot of... Oh my god, a Divine Orb. I'm more excited about that Divine Orb than the gift. I'm dead serious. I don't know what's going on. I can't drop Divine Orbs. I said in the intro, Divine Orb's gonna drop like candy, and... Wait, what? Really? I dropped 2 gifts on 1 screen, but I picked it up too soon. That would have been a much better... much better thumbnail. Why did I pick it up? I could have had 2 separate gift drops on the same screen. Damn it. Ruined. Unlucky. I'm just kidding. Not unlucky. Nah, not unlucky. And like, I can always find an angle. I can always find an angle for being unlucky, one way or another. I'm unlucky with a thumbnail. Gah! So bad. I gotta be more disciplined and leave the loot on the ground, not pick it up. This is why people laugh. They're like, wow, you got a lot of faith in the servers. Man, I'm trying to make a S-tier thumbnail. You leave that loot on the ground, just keep piling more shit up in the same screen. Yeah. I'm disappointed. Because I absolutely deserve some tier 0 love on this farm. We should see something. I mean, brothers' gifts are nice and all, but they're just sort of expected, anticipated to show up one way or another. They're not even that special for a farm like this. Red star. Oh my god. The 11th brother's gift. Alright, so that's 4 brothers' gifts in 3 map. Oh wow. I was gonna say, if that happened again, doubled, I was gonna, dang. Calm down, it's just one of each. It's not a double gift again. Chris Wilson heard that I was supposed to have more of them, so he made a couple more spawn for me. Any of you know? Oh, that's a real drop. I still found more exalts and divines though. Did I? Really? Even now, I can't stop finding more exalts and divine. Doesn't matter. Always be more exalts. Every time. That's a good one though. That's on par with like the best I've gotten in this league. In what limited amount of winged scarab farms I've done. I think Delhi, yeah, I do think it's a good idea to swap out of Delhi. Not necessarily beyond. Delhi to hunted traders might be better. It's kind of hard to say because I don't really know exactly how much value I'm getting out of the beyond as far as like raw drops. If beyond is dropping like basically no div cards and rarely ever dropping uniques, maybe not worth it, but I'm banking on getting a lot of extra unique drops. Maybe getting a div card out of it. As I was chatting there, we got another brother's gift. Back on the gift train and another stash as well. Apparently just can't not happen, I guess. Stash is so jealous. That jealous stash. So jealous. What about me? I want to drop 2. You need more exalted orbs. You don't have enough exalts. Oh my god. I'm a freaking tank. You just tanked this shit out of that. What is this? A raw divine orb. That's impossible. Impossible. Me dropping a raw divine orb. Oh god. Oh god. That guy was still alive too long. No way I dropped a divine. No way. Too good to be true. Brothers. Now practice with me your pronunciation, everyone. G is for gift. Ow. Voidborn Reliquary Key hiding in the yellow under a yellow star. That's really funny. It didn't even show up on the loot radar. This guy's crazy tanky. That temporal chains monster. I was expecting something insane to drop out of him. Gem slots back. Maybe they can figure out something actually useful to do it with their build instead of memeing that hard. I better drop a gift out of that. You kidding me? Boom, 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 brother's gift. Oh. How could I not drop a gift out of that many strong boxes right there? You kidding me? That's so much fun. Open the strong boxes like that. Hell yeah. Last time it was a stash. This time it's another gift. From the Legion chest. I think that's at least 2 gifts from Legion chests now. Out of nowhere, Voidborn Reliquary Key. Oh. Oh yeah. I think that's, what is that? It's number 6. That makes this the biggest Voidborn Reliquary Key session I've ever had in 100 maps. Definitely never found more than, I don't think I've ever found more than 4 in 100 maps. Kinda crazy. Can the map conversion loot, like where it drops a map and then converts over to currency from singular focus, can that be a Voidborn Reliquary Key? Cost of map. Oh, I identified its exact cost. It is 1.55 mirrors. Just kidding. Divines. 1.55 divines per map. 1.5 divines per map. So 100. It was 155 divines. I get 30? 30? Oh, I saw it hit 30. I saw it. Screenshot it. A second Voidborn key in the same map? Now that has never happened before. Never. Lies. That's a lie. Definitely did not lose that blight. Lies. I'm so devastated I lost that blight. Oh, red star. What? Bink! For 5 divines. Alright. Got a little bit of copium. I mean dopium. Dopium. This should be the new word for dopamine. We should start calling it dopium. I'm gonna start calling it that. I hereby dub dopamine as dopium. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you just move faster, you'll find more loot anyway. There's that. Speed is the new meta. Except now we're also slower than we were a year or two ago. Yeah? Okay. That I will take gladly. Especially considering it's like one of the only real defensive layers that I have. Oh my god. Alright, we got our first tier 0 unique. And it's not a good one. Karuri Mall. How unfortunate. Unfortunate. Looks like it came off of like a conversion monster or whatever. That's a Arohi Erki mace that dropped as a red star for some reason. I don't know. Did it go up in value suddenly? I have already found one of those this league, and somebody did eventually buy it off of me for like 100 chaos. So maybe there's some kind of weird build with it. Dude. No, dude. No, dude. I regret doing this harvest. Regret. Yep, harvest monsters can drop div cards. It's true. Way more uniques than usual compared to Gilded. Seven straight stash. Oh, that's pretty picture there. Honestly thought I'd see it more often. There we go. That's big. That's a lot of winged. Sadly, garbage. Legion bosses? They typically drop a ton of unique items. Just raw uniques. Hey, there we go. There we go. That was well deserved. I get 2 brothers cards every map. That's what I like to see. One of each, maybe? One of each, I'm down with that. I just want to see more raw divine orbs, because I should definitely find more divine orbs than brothers gifts. Am I mistaken in that assumption? Or am I really supposed to find more gifts than divines? Like freaking Legion farm. Weave both of them into your attacks to get like the benefits of both, and then trying to hit every single enemy once to put static, like basically an elemental ailment on them, which forced damage to like proliferate all over. But it only proliferated for like 3 seconds per enemy, so you constantly had to try and attack different enemies in groups, and you were rewarded massively for, you know, doing that well. And it was incredibly challenging to do it, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's my favorite, definitely my favorite build, except maybe the lower everything by 1 category, move everything down. What's that? A brother's gift again? Oh, it's like 4 minutes later. How lovely. And a raw divine. This is how every map should go. Exactly like this. Just gifts and divines. Gifts and divines. And maybe a tier 0 again. Not a garbage one, please. Boys. Yeah, I dropped a tier 0 mace. No, it was a 2-handed mace. Equally garbage. Oh, we got a Storm Shroud, though. I didn't even see that. The terrible roll. 2 divines. Baseline. Groovy. Got a single valuable item off of Beast this entire... I have to assume I have. I probably haven't noticed. Reading Jewel. Please don't be shit. Oh, another Storm Shroud. Whoa. That's like 2 maps after the first one. Damn. Reading Jewel's been a lot better to me than Crimson Jewels. I've gotten 2 Intuitive Leaps and 2 Storm Shroud, but no Unnatural Instincts. Oh my god. Where's my signature drop? Where's my bingo drop? What's this? Doriani's Epiphany. Okay. I think that was Diviner's Strongbox? Or Divination Conversion. Probably Diviner's Strongbox. Brother's Gift again. Man, those stashes are gonna have a hard time winning this race. I think they're gonna lose. I don't know. That's I mean, that sounds like a lot. I don't really read into defenses that way. I'm not even sure what my max hit is. That's... We're the land of red, white, and blue. One Legion chest. Man, Chris Wilson packed that one full. Jeez. 6 divines out of 1 Legion chest. Oh man. I might make that the screenshot. That's too funny. That's actually funny. This is why you do Legion. People don't think about it, like, oh, what Legion chest reward. Alright everybody, we're back with the results to this fantabulous farming session. I quite enjoyed this one. Started off a little bit slow. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. After the first 40 maps, which was the first night, I started to get a little skeptical as to some of the results. But things did have a little bit of a turnaround without any sort of major unrealistic drops occurring. You'll see I did get 1 tier 0 unique drop. Unfortunately, it was not a good one. It was this one right here. Marohi Eriki is a mace, and it is the same rarity tier as Mageblood or Headhunter. I do want to point out that, you know, I found 15 tier 0 unique last league and 1,000 Crimson Temple maps, so I got 1.5 tier 0 uniques per map. That was a different farm though. That was not Wandering Path. It was with Harbinger instead of Legion, and it was without a whole bunch of extra things spawning. So for sure, with absolute certainty, I should be getting a lot more tier 0 uniques with this farm than the 1,000 Crimson Temple maps. Oh yeah, also I had much less quantity and rarity on that character too. The numbers almost doubled on this character. Diminished returns considered. Probably expecting around 2 or 3 tier 0 uniques per 100 maps for this farm. And I think the major reason why I didn't have so many is, you know, RNG of course, but also I restricted my loot filter further on this one. Like, I cannot see Imperial Schemes, no Divinarius if I'm not going to see it. Voltaxic Rift, I removed that from my filter. They're just worth a lot less this league, some of the bad ones. So I can only see fewer tier 0 uniques than I was able to last league, for example. So I'm sure I probably did get another tier 0 unique or two. I just never even saw it, never knew about it. So that's what happened there. And I bring this up because that's a big part of this farm. That was a big motivating factor to do this farm. It's, you know, the fun of chasing the ever-elusive Mageblood Headhunter and Calandra's Touch Squire, you know, to a lesser extent. And you can't really expect to find one of those in 100 maps. You probably could in 1,000 maps, I'd say. But the results we're about to see reflect that of without hitting a jackpot. So do keep that in mind. Here is everything in Dump A, Dump B, Dump C. One cool thing about doing this farm was just an outrageous number of mid to low tier uniques that do have some S tier corruptions, like +1 Frenzy or crit on Calm Spirit, for example, +2 auras or +2 AoE gems on a Prism Guardian, +1 gems on Darossel's Defiance, 90% reservation efficiency on Heat Shiver. You know, there's all kinds of uniquely powerful corruptions on some of these items that can bring them from a value of around 10 to 20 chaos up to 10 divines plus, potentially, depending on what that corruption is. So you'll notice I have a ton of them because of this farm. Usually when I do Gilded with this strategy, I have about half of a quad tap full of items of this caliber. Instead, I have an entire quad tap plus another one involved. While we're already right here, I do have a small selection of items that rolled extraordinarily well, that quite often are kind of cheap, but if they roll extremely well, they're worth way, way, way more. So we got a couple of perfect divination distillates, a perfect taste of hate, a couple of eyes of the Great Wolf that, you know, they're about 4 or 5 divines apiece here. The taste of hate's 4 divines. Hiri's Ire and Shavron's wrappings extremely well rolled. Also a few divines. In total, about 26 divines of value on these items. And, you know, if you just counted these at their default value, they wouldn't be worth hardly anything. But, you know, that's another part of farming, going so hard on the rarity magic finding uniques, is that I do anticipate to find some very well rolled uniques. So it's kind of one of the cool things about the changes from exalts to divines. We're not just chasing uniques, we're chasing well rolled uniques, and it makes things, you know, a little more exciting in some ways. You know, we got a lot of different uniques in here as well, that are kind of mid-tier that I'm not going to be Val-orbing. A couple of Storm Shrouds and stuff. But anyway, so I have to 3-to-1 these Ventors too. When we get to the gambling session, we're definitely going to be doing some gambling. But before that, here we go. Back to PoE stack. I'm going to load these tabs again. Took about 6.5 hours to do this entire thing, around 6 minutes per map, counting looting. The Mageblood certainly helped with that. There were quite a few deaths actually, but yeah, it was still worked out pretty well. I did not brick a single map. Alright, here it is. So if I let everything search here, I realize now why that wasn't showing. You can see that there is a value of about 254 divine orbs in here. And yeah, I suppose I'm going to go ahead and let this roll true. I checked it beforehand. It does seem to be pretty accurate. PoE stack includes some things that Excellence doesn't, like some of the maps, not unique maps, but other maps, heist materials, INR missions, things like that. So I see here that it says 204 or 254.3 divines. But I'm going to add 26 because that's what I got in extremely well rolled uniques. If I up the value there a little bit. Again, it did not count unique maps. So that's, as far as I know, that's the only thing it didn't count. Let me actually double check that. Yeah, okay, INR memory is counted at 1.5 divines there, so you can see that. Pretty cool. Definitely like PoE stack since it's more accurate. Still getting used to it, though. Alright, so we take this one minus that. Sorry, I guess my chair is a little bit in the way on this one, so I'll have to be more cautious how I scroll over. 117.4. 17.4 divided by 100 maps. That's a divine per map of 1.17. Happy about that. per hour, about 6.5 hours. And that's actually higher than I expected. Wow. I was definitely earning less than 10 divines an hour after the first 40 maps, so a bit surprised on that. Things really did ramp up a lot with the Brothers Gift drops, especially. Divine Orbs finally starting to come up. I had really bad RNG on some of the just sort of expected drops. You can see one of the primary target farms here is the Brothers Gift. And 26 divines. That is a big part. I already mentioned before. Divines can be crazy. Of course, I found more exalted orbs, but you can see divines did catch up almost completely there. 7 void point reliquary keys. A ton of sextants there. 17 brother stashes, so I did get a little lucky. I anticipated about 18 brothers gifts and stashes, and it looks like I was pretty close in that estimation. Let me see how many dragon hearts dropped. So 10 dragon hearts dropped, and that has about exactly half the drop rate. So indeed, maybe I should be getting around 18, 19, maybe 20 brothers gifts and stashes this way. And you know, that's about double. I think that is about double of what I got with the Gilded farm, and that's because of the increase from Gilded to Winged Divination Scarab, as well as 1 additional Legion, as well as 4 additional strong boxes, and perhaps a few other things, as well as a change from forcing a deli mirror to forcing beyond, and random deli mirrors on the map maybe had something to do with that. One thing I'm interested in seeing here, 30. I'm interested in seeing how much we got here. So almost 7 divines worth of tainted currencies. No divine teardrop, I see though, and only a couple tainted chaos aren't worth anything nowadays. So it's interesting. I'm not really sure how I feel about Beyond on here. I was talking about this a little bit in the stream. Maybe Hunted Traders is better. Maybe Magic Pack Size is better. I really don't have a lot of confidence in Beyond dropping any divination cards to speak of, and probably not dropping a whole lot of stuff. But I do think that's going to play a role in conversion loot and just some raw uniques. Not that many though. They really do tend to only drop, for the most part, tainted currency. I think a lot of you guys know that or have noticed that. Let me just kind of scroll through the page, I guess, here. You can see, you can kind of like, I usually do this with Excellence. You can kind of snapshot whatever you want. I know my head's in the way a little bit here, so I'm kind of trying to little annoying. A lot of pages. So what I'm doing right now is just in case anybody really wants to know every single item that was counted, you're able to do that because I'm, you know, allowing you to see the entire list and screenshot or whatever you want to do. Not a big fan of the overlaying of some of this information. Yeah, some of the items, I guess, usually in Excellent, I don't let it count things that are like total value. Yeah, sorry, I usually let that go higher, but anyway. Even these things that are really low value, I mean, they're still sellable items, obviously. They can be liquidated, nevertheless. Okay, so yeah, that's all the major big items there. 3.4 divines worth of Ventor's Gambles is pretty funny. I wonder if it lets me choose this here. No, I can't check for uniques only. Oh, I can maybe... Oh. Okay, I'm afraid I'm not sure how to check for specifically uniques. But anyway, a couple Diala's Malefactions, some jewels played a role in there, a couple Storm Shrouds. You can see that even though I was chasing uniques, I didn't get any sort of, you know, major jackpot unique. A lot of the uniques aren't worth that much anymore these days. Even Diala's Malefaction's not worth all that much anymore. But they do add up. An absolute outrageous number of uniques. And I think when we do the gambling session with the Valorb, that's going to be pretty wild. I'm probably going to make some more currency that way. Hard to say. We'll see. Maybe I can see what Scarabs I got here. This would be an interesting one. So, what, 18 divines worth of Scarabs? Okay. But I'm not able to check. Yeah, it only checks if it's We'll have to figure that out later. I'll try to figure out how to check for certain categories like currency versus scarabs versus divination cards and all that. But anyway, definitely, you know, most of it here, 107 divines in divination cards. There was obviously at the very top raw divines, Voidmoon Reliquary Keys, Sextants there. So most of this is in currency and divination cards for sure. And uniques certainly falling off there a bit. So that's it for the currency gained. Very impressed. I didn't even think it was actually going to be that high. I thought it was going to be closer to like 14 or 15 divines an hour. But you know, this character is a lot faster than the Poison Tornado Shot character, so that helped a lot. I think with my Poison Tornado Shot, this would have been like an 8-hour farm at least with that one, with Headhunter instead of Mageblood. Right, so we got to do some gambling, and we'll see what becomes of that. All right, we're finishing up here. I just got done saying the best card I've gotten out of something like 20,000 cards has been the Brother's Gift, and I just dropped it for the third time out of a stacked deck. Something about me and the Brother's Gift, this league, you know, I did make a funny short video about it. It's very attracted to me. I'd rather have that card trolling me than the Enlightened card, though, but anyway, pretty good. Definitely made my money back thanks to that card dropping. Came out a little bit ahead. Okay, so we did all of the Ventor's gambles. Didn't get anything. Absolutely nothing out of that, unfortunately. But now, let's see. We're going to set up for some keys, actually. I got 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And first we're going to Valorb. Oh no, I may not have enough Valorbs. I don't have enough Valorbs. That's hilarious. Okay, I gotta buy more Valorbs, I guess. Oops. Surely there's at least one elemental weakness. Sedima's in here. Every one of these Sedimas is 10%. Every one of these gold worms is 20%. I don't really know about the weapons. They might not be worth doing that for this league. But anyway. Let's start. Fire gems, nope. Haste, nope. +1 socketed gems. Calm Spirit, that is a winner. I single-handedly have made this a winner. I'm promoting it. 4 divines, right there. Ooh, a halfway decent Iron Fortress. Not that great, I guess. AoE gems. I think this is now the strength roll is not so great on here, but it's probably worth at least like 1 divine. As it is. So, okay. Couple of items there. Not very many implicits here. Okay. +1 endurance charges might be good. Yeah, I know that's... Let's see. Point blank. Yeah, this did turn out to be worth something. Actually, it's very... usually you're hoping this bricks into something rare, but super well rolled too. Actually does turn out to be worth a little bit. Goldworm +1 endurance charges. Not actually worth much. Just a few chaos. Enfeeble calms. No. Minion gems? Nah. Oh, there we go. This is a good outcome. With a few chaos there. Spell crit? Sedemas? Yeah? Worth more than baseline. Attack speed. Doubt it. No? Okay, actually a little bit. Maybe 50 chaos. Nope. 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 Ah, there we go. +1 max frenzy. Calm spirit. About 3 divines. Max life and cast speed? Probably not. No, that's not really worth anything. I doubt this one is either. Hair. I don't know, like 30 chaos maybe. Oh, snap. We hit despair on hit Sedemas with a super high max life roll. With that max life roll, that's hit 2 or 3 divines. Nice. My good old poisonous concoction gloves. Very well rolled. Cool. That's a cool hit. Puts a smile on my face. Oh! But this one puts a big smile on my face. Please show me the money. I haven't seen one. This is the first one of these I've seen this league. Okay, it's not insane. 4 or 5 divines. Elemental weakness. That one's for you, Bolto. Block chance? I gotta look into this one. I'm not sure if that's actually worth anything. Evasion while moving. Nope. Duration? I don't think so. I've used a sight too much now. It's actually timing me out. Suppress? Suppress on these? That might be good. Plus 2 projectile gems on this should probably be worth a little bit. Nope. Unfortunately, I've timed myself out. Ooh. Reduce poison duration. %8 life. We'll see. Probably not. Okay. I don't think this is worth anything. I think that's about it for those. I can't really double check some of them, but we definitely hit some good stuff. Yeah, I've already checked all the Biscos. Definitely came out alright with that. I think something like 15 to 20 divines in there worth of corruptions. Pretty cool. Now here is the last thing to do, and usually, I mean not usually, I've never done well on these. It's always trash for me. I did mention maybe I would get a Mage Blood this way if I didn't get one drop randomly. I've turned in a lot of these. I don't buy them, and I typically sell them, but in the event that I'm doing a session like this, I turn them all in. Oh man, that's obviously not worth anything. Oh boy, a Ventor's Gamble. That's great. Great. I'm just gonna 3-to-1 it like I do the other ones. Number 3. Or 4. Oh, Elegant Shield. That's funny. Good try. Imagine if that was a perfect Ventor's. Yeah. The Depressor. Pretty much. Ah. Let's see if it's like perfectly rolled or something. Unperfectly rolled. I mean, if that was opposite rolls, maybe. 3 more. Okay, I've seen that one before a few times. Not very special. Are the drop weights for these like way better than normal loot? Because that doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's all the same. Wow, that one again. I'm curious. I don't know like the drop weights for these. Does it just match the regular game? Because I don't understand why people would even try to hit something on these. Gold rim. Wow. Good roll though. Well, that's a pretty typical picture for me and those keys. I don't know why I opened them. I do it for you guys. I honestly, complete waste of currency every time I open those. Anyway, shout out to you if you've gotten a mage blood or something. I heard it's possible, but I feel absolutely hopeless. I feel like I have a much higher chance of dropping a mage blood on the ground than I do from pulling it out of one of those chests. Anyway, we're done. We finished. We did it all. The results were better than expected, so now I'm going to give you final thoughts. Probably the best thing I can talk about is Gilded versus Winged, because that's going to be the major question. Do you think Winged Scarab's worth it? For me, on this farm, I can say with absolute certainty, yes, it did turn out to be worth it, especially because this farm really showcased a kind of baseline about what I'd expect, just baseline loot, you know, all those random different uniques, all those brother stashes and gifts, everything came out. The Dragonheart card, the drop weightings all look pretty average. A little lucky on the gifts, of course. A little unlucky on Divine Orbs, by the sounds of it. I think I got a bit unlucky on conversion loot, too. I didn't really talk about that much, but I only saw, like, I think a grand total of 5 Divines came from conversion loot. And, you know, not as many Scarabs. Only about half as many Scarabs or less of what I expected. So I was a bit disappointed on that, and that just may be how it is. Of course, I believe quantity on gear, but not rarity on gear, counts for conversion loot. The Winged Reliquary Scarab absolutely impacts it in a great way. But the way it's balanced currently, yeah, it's just not a big factor. I'm definitely thinking about trying Hunted Traders instead of Beyond moving forward with this. I think I'll give that a little bit of a try, but it's really hard to anticipate how much that's helping. But anyway, how much rarity and quant would you have to justify going up to Winged? Well, obviously you'd want to not brick the maps. That's really important. I'd say, you know, even my Poison Tornado Shot character, which was like, what was it, 48% quant, 250% rarity, somewhere in there, is probably kind of the very low end of what I would accept. Kind of feeling out the difference in my head. I don't have any math to back this up, but I suspect with absolute certainty you'd want to have Magic Find stats on if you did this strategy. If you're going to use a Reliquary and a Divination Scarab, and you're going to pay for Enraged strongboxes, no question about it, you're going to want to have some Magic Find on, at least baseline, like 20% quantity. A couple items. I typically say, you know, at least have Gold Worms and Aventors on to do even Gilded. But to do Winged, yeah, you're definitely going to want a real Magic Find character, not just a retrofitted regular character with a few pieces of gear. Now, you're going to want a dedicated one and a well-geared one that can handle the maps. So I am really happy for what it proved for myself. Hopefully I proved to some of you guys that, yes, you know, it is possible to take a more aspirational approach to magic finding and crank up the juice, go all the way with the Winged Scarabs, maybe elevated sextants. Maybe the Enraged Sextant 600% is worth it. I'd have to double check the price points on that. It's pretty steep though. But yeah, really happy, and especially if you factor in tier 0 drops. I'm seeing about triple the uniques that I saw when I did the strategy last time with the Poison Tornado Shot character with a little bit less quantity rarity, 1 less Legion, 4 fewer strong boxes, and less effective Scarabs. About triple, so it counts a lot for the uniques. But the Divination card counts, about double, I would say. So yeah, it feels like about double the divination cards, triple the uniques. I think it's what I personally felt. Swapping characters over to a more Magic Find stat character, and then the Reliquary and Divination Scarab upgrade. So hopefully that gives you some sense, give you, I don't know, some idea about whether it might be worth doing for you. Of course, you can always just do it because it's fun. If you want to chase that, chase those sweet tier 0 unique drops, give it a try. Give it a try. So I hope you like this perception versus reality. The reality is, yes, you can take it to the most aspirational level and still go for the highest level of juice that typically reserved for group play only. But you have to have the character for it to do it. So with that, we're going to go for now. This might be the last video I make for this league on PoE content. So I know that might be a little sad for you to hear, but I am definitely gearing up for Diablo 4 coming up. I'm going to go out and buy some RAM for my computer because that sucked so much RAM out of my system when I was playing the beta. So I'm going to dupe my RAM, if you will. And we'll see if that helps out with the streaming side of things, streaming on the same system that I play. Yeah, I know some of you are excited, some of you are definitely not excited about Diablo, but I'm going to be playing, I would be playing Diablo 4 if I streamed it or not. I've always really enjoyed the early stages of Diablo 3. It's some of the most enjoyable video game time in my entire life. The first few months of Diablo 3 was crazy, and I know how that game wasn't actually all that good. You know, all things considered, it was still an absolute blast when we were trying to explore things, didn't know anything, didn't know, you know, what the best strategies were, the best builds, the best anything. It was still a lot of fun, and I think Diablo 4 is going to be, well, I think it's going to be a much more robust game than Diablo 3 was at launch, we'll put it that way. Here's hoping. Obviously some hopium involved, but yeah, we'll see you around. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this farm, if it's something you're pursuing, if you're going to try this out. Last point, you know, I think there's about maybe 1,200 to 1,500 divines worth of gear on here, depending on how you value some of these double corruptions. But it's not, again, it's not some outrageous 10 mirror build. It is pretty expensive though. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching this video, and share it with your friends. Catch y'all in the next video. Exiles and Nephilim. I'm gonna switch over to Nephilim now. Alright. Bye for now.